Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In our reading today in the Old Testament, we read about a very bad exchange that Esau does. There, he's been out hunting and he's famished, he's hungry, and he exchanges his birthright for some red stew. And from that point on, he despises his birthright. And we read that story and we think, wow, what a bad choice he made. Here he had the birthright with all the blessings that come along with that, and he exchanged all that just simply for a meal. And once that meal was gone, the enjoyment of that meal, the nourishment of that meal would fade away. But now he was stuck with not having the birthright. And we'd say this was a bad deal. I think anyone reading the story would probably reach that conclusion. But as we think about this, this happens all the time. In Romans chapter 1, we read about how the nations in general have made a bad exchange. He says, starting in verse 22 of Romans 1, it says, professing to be wise, they became fools, and exchanged the glory of the incorruptible God for an image in the likeness of corruptible man and of birds and four-footed animals and crawling creatures. The nations in general had exchanged God, the glory of the incorruptible God, the one true God. They exchanged that God for these other lesser gods that aren't really gods at all. And that was a bad deal. That was a bad exchange. And so this could happen to anyone at any time. And it can happen to us as well. Even as believers, there might be times when we exchange the better for the lesser. Maybe in the little moments of life, the times when maybe we have an opportunity to spend time with the Lord, to speak to the creator of all things, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one in the highest authority, the one who loved us so much that he sent his son to die for us. We have time to spend with him, and we exchange that for just wasting our time on lesser things. Maybe we, instead of going to worship with other brothers and sisters in Christ, and worshiping God corporately in a community of faith, we rather choose to do other things and to do things that would have lesser meaning, lesser importance, things of just temporal pleasure instead of things of eternal nature. And the list could go on. There's many ways in which we might do this, but we always have to ask ourselves, what am I exchanging here? What am I really seeking after? Am I seeking after just temporal things, the things of this world that won't last? Or am I reaching for the eternal God and reaching for eternal things? And not that there's not a time and place for rest and relaxation and enjoying the things that God has provided us in this world. I'm not saying that it's always wrong, but we have to ask ourselves, more times than not, do we choose these lesser things over the more important things? And is that what guides our life? And is that what we have a tendency toward? Just the temporal things that won't last past this life? Or are we reaching for eternal things, the things connected to God, the things connected to his kingdom? And hopefully we'll have time to reflect on that and to really reflect on our lives and see how often do we really make a bad choice in connection to these things. We want to always be seeking the best things. We want to be reaching for the things that will last, the things that are eternal, the things that will fully satisfy us and not just partially satisfy us and temporarily satisfy us, but the things that will satisfy us eternally. And so as we do our reading today and we read about Esau exchanging his birthright for some stew, let's consider our own lives and make sure that we're not making the same mistake. And we want to always choose the better things. And hopefully, again, we'll be encouraged to do that in our reading today. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.